Hey everybody, Pastor Don here, taking a little time on my lunch break to talk you through a little bit of stuff here. It was brought up by a member of our server in the Ask the Pastor channel. What exactly is prayer and how does that work? Well, I don't exactly have time to give you a full point-by-point walkthrough on all the historical details and nuances of prayer as a practice, but I will say this for now. The purpose of prayer is to align yourself with God and what God is doing. It's not about putting in the right amount of faith or the right words or the right performance to get a predetermined result. See, the thing is that we all tend to get lost in the idea that if you just pray hard enough or if you just do it the right way, that God will give you what you want. And the evangelicals have been a real pain in the ass about trying to promote that idea, because they then use that to tell you, well, if you come to our church and give us the right amount of money, then that too will get your prayers answered. Name it and claim it, get what you want. You just got to pray to Jesus in our church and tithe to our church and yada. It doesn't work like that. God is going to do what God's going to do regardless of what you, I, or any of us other little crazy-ass monkeys running around on this planet choose to do. So it's not about that. It's not about that. It's not to say that God doesn't care or God doesn't love, but it doesn't take that form of demand and provide. It's not a transactional relationship with God. It never has been. It never was. Our role is to align ourselves with God because we understand that God is the ultimate good. God is the ultimate love, the ultimate divine. So whatever God is doing is pointed in that direction. Now, when we see love and pain and hurt and suffering in our world, we pray against it because we know that the forces of sin are at work and at play in our world here. But those are human forces. And what we're praying when we pray for God to tear down the powerful from their thrones and to send the rich away empty, we're not praying that God do it for us. We're praying that God align us into a place and with other people and fellows in Christian fellowship that we can do it ourselves, that this may be accomplished through our hands with God's blessing, and not that God will tell us, oh, just sit down, little kiddos, let me take care of that injustice for you. That's not how that works. So when you pray, there's not a particular way that you need to do it. The Lord's Prayer, of course, is the simplest way to do it. Many variations there are of that. But even that ends with, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. That's the statement. That's the core of it. God, let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven, and thereby align me into the doing of that will. So we put all of our challenges and our hurts and our worries before God because we know that God hears them. And even if the experiencing of those pains is part of the interplay between God's perfect good and the sin that's at play in the world, even if we are getting run over by other people, God may not be the provider of the miraculous fix, but God is there with us in our suffering. That's the lesson of Jesus, is that God knows what it is to suffer. And so when we weep in prayer, God weeps with us. When we rejoice in prayer, God rejoices with us, because God is not a distant creature who looks upon us like a scientist observing a petri dish that squeaks around a little bit like weird monkeys. God is among us. God has been among us. God knows what we are experiencing because God has experienced it. So our prayers ask us to do as Jesus did, to align ourselves with God. Like Jesus in Gethsemane, Lord, take this cup from me if it be thy will, but if it not, let your will be done. Most prayers tend to be like that. So the words don't matter. The phrasing doesn't matter. Some of the most potent prayers I've ever prayed have basically been, God, what the hell? That works. That is a functional prayer. There was an Anthony Hopkins movie, I forget the name of it, that I saw a clip of the other day, where he was talking about a Jesuit priest who said that the most short, potent prayer in existence is, fuck it. Yeah, that works. If you are trying to connect to God and align with God and throw your heart into the doing of good, compassionate love, justice, grace, and mercy, then you are praying. And it doesn't matter the words you use. Take care, y'all.